This is the first time that something strange happened. Men in black masks and weapons break the silence within the High Court. They're not there to do what's right. They're there to get rid of one man from the books of politics. This is the story of Imran Khan, the man who is well known around the world. On 9th of May, 2023, Khan was dragged out of the Islamabad High Court. A former Prime Minister of Pakistan is dragged away by men in black within seconds, disappearing in front of a huge crowd of his supporters. This was not just any political arrest. This was a countdown of the fall of secret powers. The country was in chaos almost right away. Was this response really out of the blue, or was it part of a bigger plan? Military bases that were once safe are now broken into. The home of a general is under attack. Protesters leave in uniforms that have been stolen. But did you really think about who started the fire? Who opened the gates to the house of the corps commander? Who stands to gain the most from this chaos? Did those people really protest, or were they fake sent there as part of a bigger plan? We're going to look into the dark side of Imran Khan's imprisonment in this video. Is this the story of a great leader who lost his job? Or is it a carefully planned plot by the very powerful generals who put him in charge? Why are the people who used to back him up now trying so hard to shut him up? What do they want to hide from everyone so badly? Take a step back. There were more than one reason why Imran Khan was arrested. It was a fight for Pakistan's soul. The military has either directly or indirectly run the country for decades. Leaders of the people come and go, but the generals always stay in charge. That line between dictators and the people has been broken for the first time, but not again. Who did they want Khan to get rid of? Who did his popularity put in danger? What would happen if he got away again? We go deep into a world of hidden interests, deals, and plots that go all the way to the top when we find the answers. It began years ago when military leaders thought Khan would make a great leader. It was well known that he had a good past and always talked about fighting corruption. The generals in the army thought Khan could help them stay in charge while making it look like the people were in charge. So Khan was able to win the 2018 election with their help. For this, he let them handle security, foreign policy, nuclear weapons, and all the other important things behind the scenes. They had the relationship of convenience because it was easy, but it was doomed from the start. Khan was a cricket star, a good person with a clean background, and then a politician with strong motives. He fought against the old political families for years without even getting elected. But it was clear that the military played a role to clear the way for him, so he finally became prime minister. Military put pressure on his opponents, opened corruption cases, and made sure they gave up, and this is how Khan won the election. Khan followed the military leadership at first. He was getting indirect instructions mainly from General Bajwa, who was very close to Khan. He let establishment choose important jobs and foreign policy. But then it was not long-lasted relationship. Khan soon began to fight back. He realized that he was being played, and then he was eager to choose his own head of intelligence. He was ready to go his own way with the US and China. That made the General Bajwa angry because establishment did not want a partner, but instead they wanted a puppet who will follow their lead without any questions asked. That's when things broke. Khan was removed from office by a vote of no confidence in April 2022. He blamed General Bajwa for bringing up the unethical plot of no confidence and conspiracy against him with the help of President Biden's administration. Khan said something that no one had ever dared to say before. He said that the military generals were betraying Pakistan for other countries. That couldn't stand for the establishment. Khan didn't just go away though. He came back even stronger. He began naming names and saying that top generals were planning to kill him.
There is only one man which is featuring.
He was shot in the leg during a protest march in November 2022 by a gunman who said he did not like Khan. Was it really just one gunman who managed to go this far? Or was it a part of a bigger plan to shut him up for good? Khan said it was military establishment behind this assassination attempt. Many of us still question that. Why hasn't the real bad guy been caught yet? On the other hand, Khan's supporters came together like never before. People were yelling in the streets that getting rid of the generals was the only way to save Pakistan. Military heroes were being criticized for the first time as a group. People stopped seeing them as protectors and started seeing them as power-hungry thugs who only cared about themselves. Pakistani politics is full of corruption, but people who challenge the army are the only ones who are ever charged. Anyone who is supporting the narrative of military establishment are protected. Khan was blamed for keeping expensive gifts and taking land as bribe for sorting things while being in government. Out of nowhere, all the cases against Khan were moved very quickly, and this happened at a time when Khan's popularity was growing. Many says that this was establishment's plan to reduce his popularity among public. Well, it didn't work out. Khan's popularity started boosting even more. It was just a way to keep him out of politics. Now keep an eye on the pattern. Leaders in the civilian world who stand up to the military are always charged, but Khan was not like the others. People did not believe the story this time. They thought the charges were false and an attempt to save the old system by any means necessary. When Khan was arrested in May 2023, the country went crazy. But were those attacks on military bases really done by people who support Khan? Or were they plotted by the military to give an excuse for a harsh crackdown? How were the protesters able to get into places that were supposed to be safe so easily? Did someone fail to do their job, or did they let it happen on purpose? Well, this is a mystery ever since. The military's response was very quick and cruel, like they were ready for this crackdown. Military started arresting civilians and military courts start doing trials of civilians. This is something that has never happened before ever in the world. Dozens of people, including Khan's own nephew, are given long prison terms. International groups said the trials were unfair and didn't follow the rules of due process. The human rights organizations also condemn the military trial of civilians. But the generals doesn't care. This is the first time military establishment is scared, and this is the first time they were losing power. Who is really scared of Khan coming back? One is for sure the current chief of army staff. When Khan was prime minister, he removed General Asim from being head of ISI, the intelligence agency of Pakistan. This is one of the reasons many say behind this hatred. There is also worry throughout the military generals. If Khan comes back, other people may start to question their power as well. The Sharifs and Zardaris, two old political families, also want Khan to get out of politics because they know they can't beat him in elections. Khan being in prison is the guarantee for them being in power. That's not it. There are some other countries also scared from Khan coming in power again. Khan's decision to be independent as a country and make country policies made people in the United States and other countries feel not good. Did they have anything to do with his fall? Maybe. It's another mystery unsolved. At this point, things are at stake more than ever. Khan would win any real election if he got out of jail. In prison, he has become even more well-known around the world, and his popularity is on its highest levels as a politician. On the other hand, in 2024 during elections, Khan being in prison, a complete media blackout, no election campaigns were allowed for his party, a judicial crackdown. Party leaders being arrested for doing election rallies or holding any protests or campaigning. Despite all this, his party did really well in the 2024 elections. In reality, Khan's party won the election with very high numbers, but before results being officially announced, all the results were manipulated and Khan party was declared to be the losing party in election. But people still see him as a hero who lost because of a bad system. The military, on the other hand, fears his return. He would want changes to be made, investigations into military corruption, and people who abused their power to be held responsible. The generals can't let that happen. The whole system might fall apart if Khan gets his way. Many foreign powers, including China and the IMF, all need to help Pakistan. They say they are the only ones who can keep things stable. Is that really true, though? If not, then maybe this is just another excuse to stay in power? Khan being locked up makes things worse. His supporters think the government isn't legitimate because it was put in place by stolen election. As well, don't forget that Pakistan is a nuclear power. Establishment use this as a shield to show that they are the only ones who can keep the weapons safe. But is that really the case? Maybe it's just another story to scare people into not questioning their non-democratic policies. There is no easy way out of this standoff. Khan's popularity can't be slashed by putting him in jail. Protests by his supporters won't get the generals to give up power. Things are not moving in a safe way in Pakistan. What will happen next? Could there be another takeover by the military? Could there be a split in the army with some officers siding with Khan? Or could things get worse and more dangerous with outside forces ready to take advantage? The military always steps in when its own interests are at risk, as history shows. In 2008 was the last time they took over directly. Could it happen once more? Or what if the generals lose power for the first time ever? Violence that affects many people is the most dangerous situation. Khan has always told people to protest peacefully. But how long before things get out of hand when the economy is falling apart and people are desperate? Pakistan's neighbors are paying close attention. Here, instability never stays inside the lines. The US, China, and other major powers are scared, but don't want to get involved. The US doesn't like the military trials. They like democracy in the country, but they keep working with the generals to fight terrorism. China, on the other hand, only wants to protect its investments. No one is really in need to save Pakistan. They are just doing it for their own interests. What makes this story really interesting is how Khan has turned the story and propaganda on their heads. They said for decades that they were keeping the country safe from corrupt politicians. Khan now says he wants to keep countries safe from corrupt generals. He doesn't want to destroy the state. He just wants to change it so that it works for everyone, not just a few powerful people. He wants to bring the rule of law, which will be equal for the poor and the rich. If we look into the history, this was his narrative all along. Khan's strength is impressive. He wouldn't make a deal or ask for help, even though he had been in prison longer than any other politician. He is going through the most difficult jail time than any other politician. He has been almost isolated in past 2 years, but he doesn't want to make any deal with establishment. He is aware that any give and take would destroy his narrative and his pride and his struggle for a real change. It's strange that the man who used to be the military's favorite is now their worst enemy. What does that say about the way things work in Pakistan? We are at a turning point in the country. The leader who people like the most is in jail. Of course, people are mad. The current government and the generals are scared. What is going to happen next? When will the truth come out? Will the same old powers keep playing their games, and the people of Pakistan have to pay the price for it? I have a question. Tell me in comments, what do you think of this? Who exactly is behind all this? Who is really running the country? The people of Pakistan or the few military generals? How long this will keep on going? Do you think Khan will soon come out? If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And I am waiting for your comments. See you soon.